Hello everyone. We discussed in the previous video about the window sliding technique. So in the previous video also I told you we would be solving a question on geeks or geeks. So the question name is subarray with given sum. Let's read about the details of this question. So it goes given an unsorted array A of size n that contains only non-negative integers. All right. And then we have to find a continuous subarray which adds to a given number s. All right. In case of multiple subarrays, return the subarray which comes first on moving from left to right. All right. Now let's look at this example. It's n is equal to 5, s is equal to 12. Output is to add 4. So what we have to do here is we have to return the starting index of our window and the last index of our window, and mind that this is not zero indexing, this is one indexing. See here, it is element 1, element 2, element 3, element 4 and element 5, and it is from element 2 to element 4 our sum is equal to 12. So it is, that means 2 3 7, element 2, element 3, element 4, this equals to 7. It's 7 plus 3 10 to 12. All right. And there's another subarray, 7 and 5, 7 plus 5 12, but we have to return the first subarray, which is 2 3 7. Okay. Now let's look at this example. It is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. We have to return the s as 15. It is saying that sum of elements from first position to fifth position is 15. That means from this till this. Let's add this. 2 plus 3 5, 5 plus 4, it is 9 plus 5 is equal to 14, and first element is which is 15. All right, so this is what we have to do in this question. So you can see that the size of the window is not fixed. Okay, so that means what we have to apply here, we have to apply sliding technique. Okay, let's go with this example. Okay, let me change the numbers a bit so we can have a hang of it. Let's do this. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to make a window and we have to keep the check of its first element and the last element of the window. All right, so here is a window, okay, yeah. So first of all, this element would be in our window, right? A window starts from this element, obviously. So element number is what? 1. Okay. Now our targeted sum is 12. So 1 is obviously less than 12. So what we are going to do is now we are going to expand a window. And we are going to have the start element as this. So we expanded a window. Now our last element is this. Okay. Now the sum is what? 5 plus 1, 6. 6 is also less than 12. So we'll again expand a window. Sum becomes what? 9. But our last element would be changed to this. 9 is still less than 12. Now what we are going to do, we are going to add this element, 9 plus 7, which is what? 16. The last element becomes this. As soon as our array becomes more than a target sum, what we are going to do, we are going to reduce the size from the starting. Okay, that means we are going to remove 1 from here. Okay, 1 minute. It couldn't be achieved sum, so let's write it as this. Okay, yeah. So 5 is removed from our window and starting is changed to 1. All right. So currently our window is 137 with starting as 1 and last element of this window is 7. The sum is 11, right? 11 here. Okay. And 11 is what? Less than 12, right? Now what we are going to do here, simply add another, expand a window, remove and change the last element. Last here comes here. Now our sum becomes 13. 13 is more than 12. What we are going to do, we are going to reduce our window from the starting. One is removed from here and one comes here. Okay, like the starting index come here. So it's starting, this is last. And yeah, now the sum becomes 12. We come out of the loop. We are going to return this part. Okay. So let's try and write this thing in the code. Okay. So what do we need? First of all, we need a start, which will contain the starting index. We'll have a last, which will contain our last index, and we are going to have a flag, which will be a Boolean flag. We'll have the sum as 0. Now what we're going to do, while last is less than the last element, obviously that our loop is going to run. Now what are the conditions which I told you? That one, if sum is less than our targeted sum, which is s here, right? So what will happen here? We are going to add last element. Okay, and we'll increase the last part. Okay, next thing which I told you is, if sum is greater than s, then what we are going to do? We are going to subtract the starting array, like starting element of the array, starting element of our window, array start, right? And then we are going to have start plus plus. Okay. Next thing is, what if sum is equal to s? Then what we are going to do? We are going to change our flag to 1, obviously, and then we are going to break this thing. Okay. Now what will happen is, there can be two cases. Either flag would be 0, that means we didn't find the window, and if the flag is 1, we found the window. So if we found the window, that means the flag is equal to 1. We have to okay, one more thing. See here, like it's we have to find the have to return a vector of a pair, right? We didn't add the vector here, so let's have the vector also here. Okay, subarray. All right. Now, if flag is 1, what we are going to do, we are going to push back. This I told you in starting videos about vector STL. Okay, so it is subarray push back start plus 1 because it is 0th index, and it is subarray dot push back last. Okay, and then we are just simply going to return our sub array. All right. And there can be another case also, that if flag is not equal to 1, that means we didn't find the subarray. So what we are going to do here is, since we have to return a subarray only, so we'll just add -1, right? And then we are just going to simply return our subarray. That means we're just returning a subarray with -1 in it, which means we didn't find it. See, if no such array is found, return an array consisting only one element, that is -1. All right. So okay, let's try and run this code, see if it works. See, our output is 2, 4, expected output is also 2, 4. Let's try and submit this thing. Okay, there's some segmentation fault here. Let's see what can be the fault here. All right. Let's see, like segmentation fault is happening here, right? So while last is as I'm going to run a loop, okay. Okay, and it is key while sum is less than n, sum is equal to sum plus array last, and we did last plus plus. We're saying while sum is more than s, sum is equal to sum minus array start. What we're going to do, we're going to have start plus plus. Okay. If sum is equal to s, we are changing a flag to 1 and we are doing a break. If flag is equal to 1, okay, flag is equal to 1, we are doing subarray dot pushback start plus 1, subarray dot pushback last, and we're just simply returning a subarray. Otherwise, what we're going to do here is we're going to have this thing. Alright. So I don't think we have a segmentation fault anywhere here. Let's try and submit it again. See, okay, all right. See, this might happen with you also, like you will have a segmentation fault in your code. This might be error of your compiler also, so like try and compile the code 2 or 3 times. Submit the code 2 or 3 times. But see, in my attempt also this happened, segmentation fault occurred, but then I submitted it again without changing anything, and we got the correct output again. Okay, so okay, yeah, so let's come back to the question part. So this was all for this code where what we did, let me brief you about it. We started from our first element, and what we did is we started making a window with having Windows first element and last element. And like we are like if the sum of the window is less than the targeted sum, we are increasing the window by increasing the by changing the last element to +1 of it. And if sum at any time becomes greater than s, what we are going to do is we are going to decrease the size of the window by changing the starting of it. So okay, yeah, so that was all for this code. And okay, yeah, that's it, and see you later. Thank you.